Right now, your mind is cluttered. Old doubts, unfinished goals, distractions, they're holding you back. But today that ends. In the next hour, you will strip away mental noise, reset your focus, and ignite unstoppable momentum before the year even begins. No fluff. No excuses. By the time this audiobook is finished, your brain will think differently, your actions will hit differently, and nothing will stop you from moving forward. This is your New Year mental detox. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Decide fast. Move faster. Overthinking is a silent killer. It creeps in quietly. It makes you doubt your decisions. It paralyzes action. It convinces you that waiting will bring clarity. It never does. Waiting doesn't make you smarter. Waiting doesn't make you better. Waiting wastes your life. That is the hard truth. You are not meant to sit in circles of indecision. You are meant to act. You are meant to move. You are meant to create momentum. And right now, momentum is what separates winners from everyone else. You have a choice. You can overthink. You can stall. Or you can act. That's the key. You decide. You act. You adjust. You repeat. It's simple. It's brutal. But it works. Let me show you why. Top performers, the people who achieve results you admire, don't wait for the perfect moment. They don't sit and overanalyze every angle. They make decisions fast and they adjust as they go. Take Elon Musk, for example. He doesn't wait for perfect information before launching a company. He decides. He acts. He adjusts. Repeat. That's the process. That's how SpaceX survived rockets blowing up. That's how Tesla scaled faster than anyone predicted. The people you admire most are not thinkers. They are doers. And here's the point most people miss. Overthinking is the enemy of learning. Waiting is the enemy of growth. You learn by doing. You learn by testing. You learn by failing and correcting course. Sitting in circles of doubt teaches you nothing. That is why action is king. That is why you must act before you feel ready. You don't need permission. You don't need a plan that is perfect. You don't need everyone to agree. You only need one thing, courage to act. That's it. You have a choice. Act or wait. Choose wisely. So how do you stop overthinking? How do you break the loop of indecision that keeps you stuck? Let's be practical. Here are the steps you must implement today. Step 1. Set a decision deadline. Give yourself a short, non-negotiable time frame to decide. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour. Decide now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. No. Time is finite. Waiting is wasting it. You have a choice. Decide. Adjust. Repeat. That's the mantra. Step 2. Accept imperfection. Your first move will not be perfect. That is guaranteed. But perfect is a myth. Waiting for perfection kills momentum. Winners act with what they have. Winners act despite fear. Winners act despite doubt. Remember this. It's not about being perfect. It's about discipline. Discipline to act. Discipline to move. Discipline to repeat. Step 3. Treat failure as feedback. Every decision you make is data. Every outcome teaches you something. If it works, you adjust and scale. If it fails, you adjust and try again. There is no shame in mistakes. There is only shame in inaction. You have a choice. You act. You learn. You improve. That's the key. Let's look at real-world examples. Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx, had no experience in business. She had no investors lined up. She had no guarantees. But she acted. She started. She sold her first products by knocking on doors. She made mistakes. She learned fast. And she became a billionaire. What? Not because she overthought. Not because she waited. Because she acted. Decide. Adjust. Repeat. That's the process you must follow. Here's another truth most people refuse to accept. Overthinking is a habit. It's a mental loop. And like any habit, it can be broken. You break it by forcing action. You break it by doing something, even if it scares you. Even if it's imperfect. Even if it's small. Action breaks overthinking. Action builds momentum. Momentum builds confidence. Confidence reinforces action. It's a cycle you want, and it starts the moment you choose to act. Let's be concrete. You have a goal. Maybe it's fitness. Maybe it's business. Maybe it's your personal growth. Stop overanalyzing the steps. Stop asking what if. Stop imagining every possible outcome. Take the first step today. Send that email. Make that call. Start that project. Write the first page. Make the first sale. Do it. Now, you have a choice. You can act or you can overthink. That's the key. You will feel fear. You will feel uncertainty. That's normal. That is part of the process. Fear is not a signal to stop. Fear is a signal to move. Fear is the proof that you are stepping into growth. You don't need anyone's permission. You don't need reassurance. You only need to act. Decide. Adjust. Repeat. Keep saying it until it sticks. Keep repeating it until it becomes your automatic process. Here's a simple daily practice to reinforce this chapter's lesson. Every morning, list 3 things you are avoiding because of overthinking. Choose one. Take one action immediately. No planning beyond that step. One action. One choice. That is how you stop overthinking. That is how you reclaim your time. That is how you reclaim your life. You have a choice. You act. You adjust. You repeat. Let's address another barrier, analysis paralysis. You might say, I need to gather more data. Or, I need to weigh every option. That's a trap. Data is not clarity. Analysis is not progress. Clarity comes from action. Learning comes from doing. You have a choice. You can wait in comfort or you can act in uncertainty. That's the key. And finally, remember this. Momentum compounds. One action today leads to another tomorrow. Small steps taken consistently are more powerful than perfect plans made once a year. You build momentum through action. Momentum builds confidence. Confidence makes decisions easier. And soon, overthinking loses its grip. It cannot compete with action. You have a choice. Adjust. Repeat. That is how winners operate. That is how leaders operate. That is how you will operate. So, here's your challenge before we move on. Identify one area of your life where you have been overthinking. Right now. Pick it. Make a decision. Take one action. No excuses. No hesitation. Adjust. Repeat. You have a choice. You can stay stuck or you can start moving. The choice is yours. That is the key to everything. You mastered your fear of action. You broke the loop of indecision. You started moving forward. And momentum is now on your side. That is your first step in the New Year mental detox. Now let's talk about the true currency of your life, your attention. Chapter 2. Clear the mental clutter. What stays in your mind rules your life. Repeat that. What stays in your mind rules your life. Every fear, every doubt, every toxic thought that lingers silently in your head controls your decisions, your energy, your results. You think you are free. You think you are in control. But if your mind is cluttered, you are a prisoner. A prisoner of old habits. A prisoner of outdated beliefs. A prisoner of distraction. That ends today. This chapter will show you how to clear your mental clutter and reclaim control over your life. You have a choice. You can allow toxic thoughts to dictate your actions, or you can take ownership of your mind. That's the key. The world will throw chaos, opinions, and negativity at you every single day. You don't get to control that, but you do get to control what you let in. You have a choice. Choose clarity. Choose focus. Choose action. Let's be clear. Mental clutter is invisible, but its effects are real. It slows you down. It clouds your judgment. It drains your energy. It keeps you stuck in cycles of procrastination and doubt. And the worst part? Most people don't even realize it. They think they are thinking, but in reality their mind is full of garbage. Old fears. Past failures. What ifs that don't matter? Opinions of people who don't matter. That is the silent enemy. You have a choice. You can stay stuck in the chaos of your own thoughts or you can sweep it clean. That's the key. And here's the simple truth. Clarity does not happen by accident. It doesn't happen while scrolling social media or overanalyzing the past. Clarity is a practice. Discipline is required. And the more you practice, the more control you take over your life. So, how do you clear your mental clutter? Let's break it down into a practical system. Start with what I call the 5-minute daily mental sweep. It's simple, it's fast, and it works. Step 1. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Yes, 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes to clear your mind. That's it. Step 2. Take a blank sheet of paper or open a note on your phone. Write down every thought, worry, fear, and distraction that pops into your head. Don't judge it. Don't filter it. Just write it down. Name it. Externalize it. What stays in your mind rules your life. Remove it from your mind and put it on paper. That's step 2. Step 3. Review what you wrote. Circle what is important. Cross out what is irrelevant. Decide what deserves your attention and what doesn't. That's the exercise. That is your daily mental reset. 5 minutes. Every morning. Or evening. Your choice. Do it consistently. The benefits compound fast. Clarity is not a one-time event. It's a habit. You have a choice. Build it daily. Let's reinforce this with a real-world example. Think of Steve Jobs. He was famous for his obsessive focus on a few priorities. He didn't allow clutter, digital, mental, or otherwise, to cloud his decisions. Every product, every feature, every decision passed through a filter of clarity. He knew what mattered. He removed what didn't. And that made him unstoppable. You can do the same. Discipline your mind. Clear the clutter. Focus on what matters. Here's another truth most people ignore. Your mind is like a room. If it's full of junk, you can't find what you need. You can't think clearly. You can't act decisively. And the junk accumulates quietly. Emails, social media, negative self-talk, fear, doubt, all piled up. That is mental clutter. You have a choice. You can sweep it out or live in the chaos. That's the key. And now let's talk about toxic beliefs. These are the invisible chains you carry from the past. I'm not good enough. I always fail. I'm too late. Sound familiar? These are not truths. They are opinions you adopted long ago and now they are running your life. You don't need their permission to let go. You have a choice. Replace them. Reframe them. Say to yourself, what stays in my mind will serve me, not limit me. Repeat it daily. That's the key. Here's a simple daily exercise for toxic beliefs. Write down a limiting belief. Ask yourself, is this fact or is it just a story I keep telling myself? Replace it with a positive, actionable belief. For example, I am capable of progress every day. Repeat it until it sticks. Your mental clarity depends on this. Your energy depends on this. Your results depend on this. And it all starts with choice. What stays in your mind rules your life. You have a choice. Decide what stays. Decide what goes. That's the key. Now let's address distraction. We live in a world engineered to steal your attention. Notifications, news, opinions, drama. It's everywhere. And if you allow it, it will control you. You have a choice. Protect your focus. Guard your mind. Silence the noise. Create space to think. Space to plan. Space to act. Without this, all your action is diluted. Clarity is the foundation for action. You cannot skip it. Here's how to protect your focus. Schedule blocks of time where nothing can interrupt you. No phone. No notifications. No social media. No excuses. Even 10 minutes of pure focus can reset your mind and boost your productivity. That's how you remove clutter. That's how you reclaim energy. That's how you set up your day for unstoppable progress. Another powerful technique, daily reflection. At the end of the day, spend 5 minutes reviewing your mental sweep notes. Ask, what thoughts were productive? What thoughts were toxic? What can I let go of? This simple act compounds clarity over time. Momentum builds when your mind is clear. You have a choice. Use it. Remember, mental clutter is not just a minor annoyance. It's a silent thief of time, energy, and results. It steals your focus. It steals your confidence. It steals your life. And most people do nothing about it. But you are not most people. You are listening to this audiobook. You are ready to act. You have a choice. Choose clarity. Choose focus. Choose action. That's the key. By now, you should understand this. The New Year mental detox is not about waiting for clarity, it's about creating it. It's about taking control of your mind before the year begins. You clear the clutter. You remove distractions. You destroy limiting beliefs. You create space for progress. That is how momentum begins. That is how winners operate. You have a choice. Decide. Adjust. Repeat. So here's your challenge before we move on. Set your 5-minute mental sweep today. List the thoughts, fears, and distractions you've been carrying. Decide what stays. Decide what goes. Take action immediately. You will feel lighter. You will think clearer. You will be ready to move. And that is the foundation for unstoppable focus, discipline, and progress in the year ahead. You removed the clutter. You created space. You reclaimed your mind. And now you are ready to focus on the next critical step in your transformation. Chapter 3. Discipline is your superpower. Motivation is fleeting. Motivation comes and goes like the wind. One moment you feel it. The next it disappears. Relying on motivation is the fastest route to inconsistency. Winners don't wait for motivation. Winners act whether they feel motivated or not. That is the truth. Discipline is unshakable. Discipline does not depend on mood. Discipline does not depend on circumstances. Discipline is a habit. Discipline is power. Discipline is your superpower. You have a choice. You can wait for the feeling to strike, or you can act now. That's the key. The people who accomplish extraordinary results every day do not rely on motivation. They rely on small, consistent actions that compound over time. That is the secret you must understand. Motivation will never carry you. Discipline will. Let's talk about elite athletes. Think of a top-level Olympic runner or a professional football player. They do not wake up every day filled with excitement to train. They wake up and train anyway. Rain or shine, injury or fatigue. Motivation doesn't matter. Discipline does. Their daily rituals, the early wake-ups, the repetitions, the practice drills, these are the invisible actions that create massive results. Small, consistent, disciplined actions. That is what wins championships. That is what builds empires. That is what separates ordinary people from extraordinary ones. You have a choice. You can wait for desire or you can create results through action. That is the key. The coaching mantra is simple. Do it even when you don't want to. Do it every single day. Say it. Repeat it. Internalize it. It's not about inspiration. It's about commitment. It's not about feeling ready. It's about showing up. Every single day. Discipline is built, not found. You do not wake up disciplined. You create it. Every choice, every action, every habit shapes it. You want to build discipline? Start small. Choose one habit, one action, one ritual. Do it daily, without exceptions, without negotiation, without excuses. That is how you train your mind to obey your will. That is how you build unstoppable momentum. Here's a practical example. Jerry Rice, one of the greatest NFL players of all time, was known for his legendary work ethic. He did 5,000 push-ups in the off-season, every day, not because he felt like it, not because he was motivated. He did it because he was disciplined. That discipline turned into skill. That skill turned into championships. That is how discipline works. Small, repeated actions, daily commitment, unshakable consistency. You have a choice. Will you act like Jerry Rice? Will you show up even when it's uncomfortable? That's the key. Discipline also protects you from distraction. In today's world, attention is scarce. Phones, notifications, endless streams of content, they are designed to steal your focus. Motivation can't help you here. Desire fades. Discipline holds. Discipline says, no. I will focus. I will act. I will finish. Discipline is your internal shield. Discipline is the structure that supports your progress. Discipline is the muscle you train every day. You have a choice. Train it. Use it. Own it. Here's how to build discipline right now. Step 1. Identify your keystone habit. Pick one habit that will have the largest impact on your life. Could be exercise, reading, writing, or a work-related ritual. This habit will act as the anchor for all other habits. Step 2. Commit to it daily. Do it every single day without fail. Skip it once and you risk losing momentum. Repeat it until it becomes automatic. That's how discipline compounds. Step 3. Remove excuses before they appear. Prepare in advance. Set up your environment so failure is harder than success. Lay out your workout clothes. Prepare your workspace. Automate your routine. Discipline thrives in structure. Step 4. Track your consistency. Use a simple calendar or journal. Mark every day you complete your habit. Seeing the streak grow motivates the discipline muscle more than motivation ever could. Progress is visible. Momentum builds. Consistency wins. Discipline is more than routines. Discipline is a mindset. Discipline is saying no to short-term comfort for long-term results. It is sacrificing temporary pleasure to gain permanent freedom. It is choosing the hard right over the easy wrong. You have a choice. Will you embrace discipline, or will you chase fleeting feelings of motivation? That's the key. Here's another story. Jocko Willink, retired Navy SEAL and leadership coach, wakes up at 4:30 a.m. every day. He runs. He trains. He doesn't wait for motivation. He doesn't negotiate with himself. He shows up. Every day. That is discipline. That is the invisible work that creates visible results. You can adopt the same mindset. You can adopt the same daily ritual. You have a choice. Do it even when you don't want to. Do it every single day. That's the key. Discipline also transforms fear. Fear of failure. Fear of rejection. Fear of discomfort. When you show up consistently, you train your mind to operate in spite of fear. Fear no longer controls your decisions. Fear no longer paralyzes you. Fear becomes irrelevant. You have a choice. Discipline beats fear. Discipline wins every time. That's the key. Here's a daily exercise to reinforce discipline. Choose one task you are avoiding. Do it immediately without waiting. No excuses. No hesitation. Do it even if you don't feel like it. Do it every single day. Repeat this habit for 21 days. Notice the change. Your mind will start to obey your will. Your results will start to compound. Your confidence will skyrocket. That is the power of discipline. That is your superpower. Remember, motivation is temporary. Discipline is permanent. Motivation is unreliable. Discipline is unstoppable. Motivation fades. Discipline grows. You have a choice. Do it even when you don't want to. Do it every single day. Repeat it. Repeat it. Repeat it. That's how you win. That's how you build momentum. That's how you transform your life. By now you should understand this. Motivation alone is useless. Action alone is not enough without consistency. Discipline is the bridge between desire and achievement. Discipline turns small, repeated actions into extraordinary results. You have a choice. Build your discipline. Guard your discipline. Use it relentlessly. That is your superpower. That is your edge. That is how winners operate. You committed to your habits. You showed up when it was uncomfortable. You embraced discipline over fleeting motivation. That is the foundation of unstoppable progress. Now let's talk about the next secret weapon, focus. Without focus, even disciplined action dissipates. Without focus, momentum is wasted. Without focus, results stall. Chapter 4. Focus like your life depends on it. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. Repeat that. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. Your attention is the most valuable currency you have. Not your money. Not your network. Not your luck. Your attention. Every second you spend thinking, planning, acting, or worrying is an investment of your most limited resource. If it is spent on distractions, meaningless tasks, or toxic input, you are bankrupting your life. That is the truth. You have a choice. You can scatter your attention across hundreds of small things that don't matter. Or you can focus relentlessly on the few things that will move the needle. That's the key. Every successful person understands this. Every high performer guards their focus like a fortress. Every leader prioritizes relentlessly. And every day they win because they spend their attention wisely. Let's make it concrete. Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors of all time, is famous for his obsessive focus. He reads constantly. He thinks deeply. and he focuses on just a handful of investments at a time. He ignores distractions. He ignores trends. He ignores noise. His attention is selective. That's why he achieves extraordinary results. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. Elon Musk is another perfect example. Running multiple companies, he could be pulled in hundreds of directions. But Musk focuses relentlessly on 1 to 3 priorities at a time. He schedules his hours with precision. He eliminates unnecessary meetings. He protects his mind from noise. That's how he accomplishes what most people call impossible. Focus drives results. Focus creates momentum. Focus is your advantage. You have a choice. Guard your focus. Protect your energy. That's the key. Here's the harsh reality. Most people think they are focused. They are not. They are constantly reacting to notifications, emails, social media, and other people's priorities. They are busy, not productive. They confuse motion with progress. You cannot afford this luxury. Not if you want to achieve serious results. Not if you want to transform your life. Not if you want to win. You have a choice. Decide what deserves your attention. Decide what doesn't. That is focus. That is power. So how do you develop laser focus? First, you must define your priorities. Limit them to 1 to 3 things that will move the needle in your life or work. Anything outside that list is secondary or irrelevant. If it doesn't support your goals, it is noise. Eliminate it. Block it. Ignore it. That is how top performers operate. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. Repeat it until it sticks. Second, schedule your time deliberately. Every hour, every block, every day should be aligned with your priorities. Focus requires structure. It requires boundaries. Without boundaries, attention leaks. Without structure, energy dissipates. If you spend your day answering emails, reacting to notifications, or attending unnecessary meetings, you are giving away your most valuable resource. You have a choice. Guard it. Protect it. Focus on what matters. That's the key. Third, train your mind to resist distraction. Your environment dictates your focus more than willpower alone. Turn off notifications. Close and use tabs. Remove clutter from your workspace. Make it easy to focus and hard to be distracted. Discipline and focus work hand in hand. You have a choice. Protect your mind. Focus your energy. That is the key to extraordinary results. Here's another truth. Multitasking is a myth. Trying to do 5 things at once divides your energy and reduces the quality of every action. Focus on one thing at a time. Deep work. Immersive, deliberate, concentrated effort. That is where results are produced. That is where mastery is achieved. You have a choice. Scatter your attention and achieve little. Or focus relentlessly and achieve everything. That's the key. Let's talk about a daily exercise to strengthen focus. Every morning, write down your top 3 priorities for the day. Ask yourself, if I could only accomplish one thing today, what would it be? Make that your central focus. Everything else either supports it or is eliminated. Take deliberate action toward that one thing. Protect your time fiercely. Repeat this every day. Focus compounds. Momentum builds. Energy flows where your attention goes. You have a choice. Guard it. Use it. That's the key. Another point, your mind is like a muscle. The more you train it to focus, the stronger it becomes. Start with small increments of deep work, 20, 30, 45 minutes at a time. Eliminate interruptions. No phone. No notifications. No emails. Just you and the task. Gradually increase the duration. Repetition strengthens focus. Discipline reinforces it. Energy follows attention. That is the formula. You have a choice. Train your focus every day. Protect it. That is the key. Distraction is everywhere. Opinions, drama, social media, noise. If you allow it, it will consume your mind and your results. Top performers filter input. They are selective. They protect their energy. They guard their attention like gold. And so should you. Remember, where your focus goes, your energy flows. You have a choice. Invest your attention wisely. That's the key. Here's a practical tip. Each evening, review your day. Ask yourself, where did I spend my energy? Did it align with my priorities? Did I let distractions steal my attention? Reflect, adjust, improve. Focus is not accidental. It is intentional. It is deliberate. And it must be practiced consistently. You have a choice. Strengthen your focus or let it weaken. That is the key. Finally, understand this. Focus is the foundation for everything else in this audiobook. Discipline without focus is wasted energy. Action without focus is scattered effort. Momentum cannot exist without concentrated attention. You have a choice. Decide what matters. Protect your attention. Invest your energy. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. Repeat it. Internalize it. Apply it. That is how extraordinary results are achieved. That is how your New Year mental detox moves from theory to reality. You have defined your priorities. You have learned to protect your energy. You have trained your mind to resist distraction. Your attention is now your ally. That is the foundation of unstoppable momentum. Now let's talk about another hidden enemy of progress. Waiting. Waiting for perfect timing, waiting for clarity, waiting for external validation. The silent cost of waiting can destroy even the most focused individual. Chapter 5. The silent cost of waiting. The best time is now. Repeat that. The best time is now. Stop waiting. Waiting is the silent thief of potential. Waiting steals your time, your energy, your opportunities, and your progress. You think you are being careful. You think you are preparing. You think you are gathering information. The truth is, waiting does nothing but delay your results. Every day you wait, your dreams shrink. Every moment you wait, your momentum slows. And every second you wait, someone else moves ahead. You have a choice. You can wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect feeling, or you can act. That's the key. Successful people understand this. They don't wait for ideal conditions. They move with what they have when they have it. They create momentum in imperfect circumstances. That is how progress happens. Let me give you a concrete example. Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx, had no experience in business. She had no investors lined up. She had no guarantee of success. Yet she started anyway. She acted on imperfect information. She tested her product. She iterated. She learned. And she became a billionaire. The key. She didn't wait. She acted. The best time is now. Stop waiting. Waiting is seductive because it feels safe. You tell yourself, I need more time. I need more preparation. I'll start next week. That's the trap. Waiting creates an illusion of control. But there is no control in waiting. Control comes from action. Control comes from momentum. Control comes from doing, adjusting, and repeating. You have a choice. Act now or let potential slip away. That's the key. Here's another truth. Waiting compounds losses. Every day you delay, opportunities that could have compounded into massive results pass by. The person who starts today, even imperfectly, builds momentum. That momentum compounds. It accelerates. It creates advantage over those who wait for clarity. Waiting guarantees stagnation. Action guarantees growth. You have a choice. Choose growth. Choose momentum. Choose action. The best time is now. Stop waiting. Let's look at Elon Musk. When he founded SpaceX, everyone said it was impossible. He had limited resources. He faced skepticism. Yet he acted. He didn't wait for perfect knowledge or ideal funding. He launched rockets that failed repeatedly. But each failure taught him something. Each action compounded into expertise, credibility, and eventual success. That is the silent cost of waiting. Those who hesitate fall behind, while those who act, even imperfectly, move forward. You have a choice. Will you wait or act? That's the key. Waiting also fuels fear. Fear of failure. Fear of judgment. Fear of the unknown. And the longer you wait, the bigger the fear grows. It becomes a monster that paralyzes you. But action shrinks fear. Action gives clarity. Action creates confidence. One small step today reduces the power of fear tomorrow. You have a choice. Step forward or remain stuck. The best time is now. Stop waiting. Here's how to break the cycle of waiting. Step 1. Set a non-negotiable start date. Pick today. Pick the hour. Commit. The moment you decide, momentum begins. Waiting ends. Step 2. Take the smallest possible action immediately. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need all the resources. Do something now. Send an email. Make a call. Write the first line. That small action begins the process. Step 3. Adjust as you go. Perfection is a myth. Mistakes are inevitable. That is how you learn. Adjust quickly. Iterate. Refine. Momentum compounds faster than perfection. Step 4. Track your progress. Record your actions and results daily. Celebrate the wins. Correct the course where needed. Action creates clarity, clarity fuels action, and momentum grows exponentially. You have a choice. Use it. The best time is now. Stop waiting. Let's talk about opportunity cost. Every day you wait, someone else moves ahead. Someone else takes the clients, closes the deals, launches the product, or seizes the market. Waiting costs more than mistakes. Every delayed action has a hidden cost. Every missed opportunity is a lost chance to gain experience, revenue, skill, and credibility. You have a choice. Step forward today. Don't let potential slip away. That's the key. Here's a daily exercise to break the habit of waiting. Identify one thing you've been postponing because you feel unprepared. Ask yourself, what is the smallest action I can take today to move this forward? Take that action immediately. No excuses. No hesitation. Repeat this daily. The people who succeed don't wait for clarity, they create it through action. They don't wait for motivation, they act despite fear. They don't wait for perfect timing, they move now and adjust along the way. You have a choice. You can be one of them or you can wait. The best time is now. Stop waiting. Waiting also destroys self-trust. The longer you delay, the more you doubt yourself. The more you question your ability. The more you hesitate. Action, on the other hand, builds confidence. Every step forward proves to yourself that you can do it. Every decision made creates momentum. Every failure teaches something invaluable. You have a choice. Build confidence through action. Stop letting waiting control you. That's the key. Finally, remember this. Waiting is seductive but deadly. It promises safety but delivers stagnation. It delays growth, drains energy, and kills opportunity. Action is uncomfortable, but it creates momentum. It teaches, it builds, it compounds. You have a choice. Momentum or stagnation. Growth or delay. Action or waiting. The best time is now. Stop waiting. You have understood the cost. You have seen the examples. You have learned the techniques. Now take action. Today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. Move with imperfect information. Launch, create, build, adjust, repeat. That is how you gain advantage. That is how you reclaim time. That is how you live intentionally. You stopped waiting. You created momentum. You acted despite uncertainty. And now you are ready for the next layer of your transformation. Chapter 6. Build unstoppable habits. Habits are invisible forces. They shape your outcomes, your results, your life. You may not notice them at first. They are small. They are silent. But over time they compound. They decide whether you succeed or fail. They decide whether you live intentionally or drift through life. That is the hard truth. Habits are more powerful than motivation. They are stronger than talent. They are unstoppable when formed correctly. You have a choice. You can leave your habits to chance, or you can build them deliberately. That's the key. Most people wait for willpower to strike. Most people rely on fleeting motivation to act consistently. That is why they fail. You don't need willpower. You need habits. Invisible, consistent, unstoppable habits. Repeat it until it repeats you. That is the coaching mantra. Repeat it until it repeats you. Let's start with the basics. Habits are formed through small, repeated actions. Tiny changes, done consistently, compound into massive results over time. This is the principle behind atomic habits. James Clear, the author, teaches that a 1% improvement every day is more powerful than a massive effort done once. You stack small actions. You repeat them. They become automatic. They create momentum. That is the foundation of unstoppable progress. You have a choice. You can chase big, overwhelming goals and burn out. Or you can start small, focus on the system, and build habits that carry you forward automatically. That's the key. Success is not one monumental action. It's the sum of tiny actions repeated consistently. Repeat it until it repeats you. Here's a practical example. Consider someone who wants to get fit. Most people think they need an hour at the gym, every day perfectly executed. That's intimidating. They wait. They procrastinate. They fail. Instead, start small. 5 push-ups a day. 10 squats. A 10-minute walk. Small actions repeated daily. The next week, increase slightly. Stack the habits. Gradually, you build a system that doesn't require willpower. It requires consistency. Repeat it until it repeats you. Habits also shape identity. Who you are emerges from what you repeatedly do. You say you want to be healthy? Build a habit of movement. You say you want to be disciplined? Build a habit of showing up consistently. You say you want to be productive? Build a habit of focused work every day. Actions reinforce identity. Identity reinforces actions. Repeat it until it repeats you. That is how transformation happens. Let's reinforce this with another real-world example. James Clear himself started with tiny writing habits. He didn't write a book in one day. He wrote a paragraph daily. That paragraph became an article. The article became a blog post. The blog post became a book. The small habits compounded into massive results over time. You have a choice. You can wait for inspiration. Or you can build habits that produce results automatically. Repeat it until it repeats you. That is the key. Here's how to build unstoppable habits in your own life. Step 1. Start tiny. Pick a habit that is so small it feels almost ridiculous. 2 push-ups. 1 page of reading. 10 minutes of focused work. The smaller the habit, the easier it is to start. Momentum begins here. Step 2. Stack consistently. Once the habit is automatic, add a new one. Stack small habits together to create a system of daily growth. The key is repetition. Repeat it until it repeats you. Step 3. Track your habits. Use a journal, an app, or a calendar. Mark every day you complete the habit. Visual tracking reinforces consistency and makes the process tangible. Consistency compounds faster than motivation. Step 4. Focus on systems, not goals. Goals are temporary. Systems are permanent. A goal says, I want to run a marathon. A system says, I will run 3 times a week. Systems build habits. Habits build identity. Identity builds results. Repeat it until it repeats you. Habits are also your shield against excuses. When a habit is automatic, you don't need to negotiate with yourself. You don't need motivation. You don't need inspiration. You just do it. That's the power of habit. It protects your momentum. It keeps you moving forward. Repeat it until it repeats you. Another truth: environment shapes habits more than willpower. Make the good choices easier. Remove friction from productive behaviors. Increase friction from destructive behaviors. Put the gym clothes where you can see them. Delete apps that steal your time. Arrange your workspace to promote focus. Habits thrive when your environment supports them. Repeat it until it repeats you. Now let's address failure. You will miss days. You will falter. That is normal. Habits are not perfection. They are consistency. Missing once is not failure. Missing twice is a lesson. Getting back on track immediately is crucial. Discipline and habits work together. Momentum rebuilds faster than you think. Repeat it until it repeats you. Here's a daily exercise. Pick one habit you want to implement this week. Make it tiny. Commit to doing it at the same time every day. Track it. Stack it with another habit after 1 week. By the end of the month, your tiny habits will form a system that produces unstoppable results. Repeat it until it repeats you. Habits are invisible. Habits are silent. Habits are unstoppable. They shape your energy, your focus, your identity, your results. You have a choice. You can remain reactive, waiting for motivation to strike. Or you can build habits that operate automatically, invisibly, relentlessly. Repeat it until it repeats you. That is your choice. That is your power. That is your momentum. By now, you should understand this. Small, repeated actions are more powerful than occasional bursts of effort. Systems beat goals. Habits beat motivation. Momentum comes from repetition, consistency, and stacking. Repeat it until it repeats you. Internalize it. Apply it. Protect it. Build unstoppable habits and your life transforms. You have chosen to start small. You have chosen to stack consistently. You have chosen to repeat until it repeats you. That is the foundation of unstoppable progress. Now let's move to the next step in your transformation, clearing the noise and protecting your energy. Chapter 7. Reset your mindset for the year. Your mind sets the limits, your actions shatter them. Repeat that. Your mind sets the limits, your actions shatter them. Mindset is the lens through which you see the world. It determines whether you see obstacles or opportunities, problems or possibilities, failure or growth. Your thoughts create your reality. Your beliefs shape your results. The way you view yourself, your potential, and your life will dictate what you achieve this year. That is the hard truth. You have a choice. You can let limiting beliefs dictate your life, or you can reset your mindset. That's the key. Most people carry old stories. I'm not good enough. I failed before. I can't compete. And those stories quietly shape their results. They become self-fulfilling prophecies. You cannot achieve your full potential with that mindset. You must reset it. You must take control. Your mind sets the limits. Your actions shatter them. Let's start with the reality of mindset. It is not fixed. You can change it. You can program it. You can sculpt it intentionally. High performers do this every day. They don't leave their mindset to chance. They reinforce it deliberately. They use daily exercises, affirmations, and visualization to align their thoughts with their goals. That is how they maintain clarity, focus, and confidence even under pressure. You have a choice. You can wait for confidence to appear, or you can build it intentionally. That's the key. Here's a simple daily exercise to reset your mindset. Step 1. Affirmations. Write 3 statements that define the person you want to become. For example, I am focused and disciplined every day. I take decisive action and create momentum. I am capable of achieving extraordinary results. Read them aloud every morning. Internalize them. Believe them even if your mind resists. Repetition creates neural pathways. Your mind begins to align with the new identity. Your mind sets the limits. Your actions shatter them. Step 2. Visualization. Spend 5 minutes visualizing your ideal day, your ideal results, and the person you want to become. Imagine it vividly. See yourself taking decisive actions, overcoming challenges, and achieving your goals. Feel the emotions of success. Visualization programs your mind to recognize opportunities and solutions, instead of obstacles. Your mind sets the limits. Your actions shatter them. Step 3. Reframe limiting beliefs. Every time a negative thought arises, I can't do this, I'm not ready, it's too late, catch it. Challenge it. Replace it with a constructive, empowering thought. I will learn as I go. I have the ability to grow. I choose to act now. You cannot control everything in life, but you can control your response. Your mind sets the limits. Your actions shatter them. Let's reinforce this with a real-world example. Michael Jordan, widely regarded as the greatest basketball player of all time, was cut from his high school basketball team. Most people would have seen that as failure. Most people would have let that moment define their potential. Jordan saw it differently. He used it as fuel. He trained harder, visualized success, and created the mindset of a champion. Today his results are legendary. He shattered the limits his mind once thought were real. You have a choice. You can let your past define you, or you can reset your mindset. That's the key. Your mindset also dictates your resilience. Obstacles will come. Challenges will appear. Setbacks are inevitable. A strong mindset allows you to see problems as opportunities, failures as lessons, and fear as a signal to act. Without the right mindset, even small obstacles can feel insurmountable. With the right mindset, massive challenges become manageable. Your mind sets the limits. Your actions shatter them. Here's another daily exercise to reinforce mindset reset. Every morning, identify one challenge you expect to face that day. Write down how you will respond intentionally, regardless of circumstances. Visualize yourself overcoming it, taking decisive action, and moving forward. This primes your mind for action and focus, reducing hesitation and doubt. The daily repetition of mindset programming compounds over time, just like habits. That is how transformation occurs. Mindset is also about perspective. The same event can destroy one person and empower another. The difference is the interpretation. If you see failure as proof of inadequacy, you remain stuck. If you see failure as feedback, you grow. If you see obstacles as threats, you are paralyzed. If you see them as opportunities, you advance. You have a choice. You can let your mind limit you, or you can train your mind to expand possibilities. That is the key. Your mind sets the limits. Your actions shatter them. Now let's talk about the compounding effect. Small mindset shifts repeated daily are invisible at first. You may not notice the change in the first week. The first month may feel the same. But by 6 months, your thinking, your decisions, your energy, and your results look completely different. That is the power of mindset. It compounds silently, relentlessly, and inevitably. You have a choice. Build your mindset daily. Protect it. Strengthen it. Your mind sets the limits. Your actions shatter them. Finally, take ownership. No one can reset your mindset for you. Friends cannot do it. Coaches cannot do it. The world cannot do it. It is your responsibility. Own it. Daily. Deliberately. Intentionally. Reinforce positive thoughts. Eliminate self-doubt. Visualize your success. Repeat affirmations and take decisive action. That is how you reset your mindset. That is how you set yourself up for unstoppable momentum in the new year. You have identified your limiting beliefs. You have started the daily exercises. You have begun programming focus, confidence, and purpose. Your mindset is now your ally, not your enemy. Your mind sets the limits. Your actions shatter them. Now, let's build on this foundation by learning to protect the one resource that fuels everything: your energy. Chapter 8. Cut the noise, protect your energy. Energy is finite. Protect it fiercely. Repeat that. Energy is finite. Protect it fiercely. Every day, your attention, focus, and mental clarity are under attack. Notifications, emails, social media, opinions, drama, noise. All of it drains your energy silently, invisibly, relentlessly. You may not notice at first, but over time, this constant drain erodes your ability to think clearly, act decisively, and achieve your goals. That is the harsh truth. You have a choice. You can let external noise control your energy, or you can take control. That's the key. High performers understand this. They guard their energy like a fortress. They create boundaries. They deliberately limit distractions. And they thrive because they understand that energy is finite, and it must be protected fiercely. Let's be clear. Mental energy fuels focus, discipline, and progress. Without energy, your habits weaken. Your decisions falter. Your actions lose momentum. And the harder you try to push through, the more inefficient you become. Energy is not limitless. You have a choice. Protect it. That's the key. Here's a real-world example. Top performers like Bill Gates, Elon Musk, and Ariana Huffington use deliberate isolation to protect their mental energy. Gates famously takes Think Weeks, a week-long retreat to read, reflect, and focus without distractions. Musk structures his days to minimize interruptions, batching meetings and ignoring non-essential input. Ariana Huffington advocates for digital fasting, limiting screen time to reclaim focus and sleep. These practices are not optional, they are essential. Energy is finite. Protect it fiercely. Let's break this down into practical steps. Step 1. Identify energy drains. Track where your energy goes over a day or week. Social media scrolling, gossip, unnecessary emails, negative people. These are all drains. Recognize them. Awareness is the first step. Energy is finite. Protect it fiercely. Step 2. Create boundaries. Set limits on notifications, screen time, and interactions that don't serve your priorities. Schedule deep work blocks where interruptions are forbidden. Close your email when you need focus. Protect your time like a vault. Every minute of distraction costs mental energy. Protect it fiercely. Step 3. Deliberate isolation. Top performers use solitude to think, plan, and recharge. Even a 30-minute daily period without distractions can significantly increase clarity and creativity. Solitude is not loneliness, it is power. Protect your energy fiercely. Step 4. Digital fasting. Take intentional breaks from social media, news, and non-essential online consumption. Start small, 1 hour, 2 hours, a full day. Notice how your mind clears. Your focus sharpens. Your energy returns. Energy is finite. Protect it fiercely. Now let's talk about the cost of ignoring this. Most people allow others to hijack their energy daily. Every notification triggers a dopamine hit, pulling attention and focus away from what truly matters. Opinions, drama, and unnecessary input consume time and mental clarity. Over time, this constant drain erodes confidence, discipline, and productivity. You have a choice. Guard your energy. Protect it. That's the key. Energy management also means protecting your physical and emotional state. Sleep, nutrition, and movement all influence mental clarity. If you neglect them, no amount of willpower or discipline will sustain you. You cannot operate at full capacity on depleted energy. Protect it fiercely. That is non-negotiable. Here's a daily exercise to reclaim your energy. Schedule 2 energy checkpoints per day, morning and evening. Ask, what drained my energy today? What gave me energy? Remove or minimize one energy drain immediately. Turn off one notification, say no to one unnecessary meeting, step away from one social media platform. Schedule one energy booster, reading, exercise, meditation, a walk, or focused work. Guard this time fiercely. Energy is finite. Protect it fiercely. Another truth, your mental space is sacred. Your ability to think, plan, and create is only as good as the environment you protect. Surround yourself with people, information, and activities that energize, not deplete you. Avoid negative influence, gossip, and constant comparison. Energy is finite. Protect it fiercely. Here's a real-world mindset shift. Most people confuse being busy with being productive. Busy people allow distractions to dictate their day. Focused people protect their energy and choose what truly matters. Which one are you? You have a choice. Protect your energy. That's the key. Let's reinforce this. Notifications steal focus. Silence them. Social media steals time. Limit it. Negative opinions steal confidence. Filter them. Unnecessary tasks steal momentum. Prioritize ruthlessly. Every decision you make about where to spend your energy is an investment. Make wise choices. High performers invest their energy in high-value tasks, people, and thoughts. They understand that the law of diminishing returns applies. Once energy is depleted, results suffer. Protect it fiercely. That's the key. Energy management compounds over time. The small, consistent choices you make daily, turning off notifications, setting boundaries, taking deliberate breaks, accumulate into massive results. You will accomplish more with less stress and greater clarity. Energy is finite. Protect it fiercely. Repeat it. Internalize it. Apply it. Finally, understand this. Your energy fuels everything else we've discussed. Discipline, focus, habits, mindset, and action. Without energy, nothing else functions at peak capacity. Protect it like your most valuable asset. Guard it daily. Respect it. Energy is finite. Protect it fiercely. That is your competitive advantage. That is your edge. You have cut distractions. You have limited inputs. You have reclaimed mental space. You have prioritized your energy like a top performer. You are now ready to amplify your results through deliberate action. Chapter 9. Measure progress, not perfection. Progress counts. Perfection kills. Repeat that. Progress counts. Perfection kills. Too often, people delay action because they fear imperfection. They wait for the ideal moment, the flawless plan, the perfect execution. That fear paralyzes. That fear steals momentum. That fear kills dreams. You cannot afford perfection. You can only afford progress. You have a choice. You can wait for perfection and accomplish little. Or you can take action, measure results, and improve daily. That's the key. Small, repeated actions, tiny improvements compound over time into massive results. That is how winners operate. That is how top performers dominate their fields. Progress counts. Perfection kills. Let's break it down. Imagine improving just 1% every day. It sounds insignificant at first. 1% is barely noticeable. But repeated daily, that 1% compounds. After 30 days, you are 30% better. After a year, your improvement is exponential. Small daily wins in focus, discipline, energy management, and habits create unstoppable momentum. Perfection kills. Progress counts. Repeat it. Internalize it. Apply it. Here's a real-world example. A top athlete training for an event does not execute every workout flawlessly. They make small adjustments, learn from each session, and improve incrementally. They track progress, not perfection. Over months and years, those tiny improvements accumulate into world-class performance. You have a choice. Follow their lead, or chase perfection and remain stagnant. That's the key. Perfectionism also destroys confidence. You wait for a flawless outcome before acting. You delay projects, avoid risks, and procrastinate endlessly. Each day wasted reinforces self-doubt. Progress counts. Perfection kills. By shifting your mindset to incremental improvement, you gain momentum, confidence, and results. Let's make this practical. Start tracking your progress. It can be as simple as a daily journal, a spreadsheet, or an app. Track one metric per day: focus, productivity, habit consistency, or skill development. Ask yourself, did I improve today even slightly? That small reflection reinforces growth. Progress counts. Perfection kills. Repeat it daily. Internalize it. Here's another truth. Feedback is a tool, not a threat. When you measure progress, feedback shows you where to adjust. Perfectionists avoid feedback because it highlights flaws. Growth-oriented people embrace it because it highlights opportunity. Each adjustment compounds into better performance. Progress counts. Perfection kills. Consider the world of business. Successful entrepreneurs act quickly, iterate constantly, and refine their approach based on real-world results. Waiting for perfection, or trying to launch a perfect product, delays growth and risks failure. They measure key metrics daily, adjust their strategies, and compound their results over time. Progress counts. Perfection kills. Small wins also reinforce discipline and motivation. When you see measurable improvement, even tiny, your confidence grows. Momentum builds. You are more likely to continue showing up. In contrast, chasing perfection leads to frustration, burnout, and quitting. You have a choice. Celebrate progress. Ignore perfection. That's the key. Here's a practical daily exercise. Identify one key area to improve this week. Focus, discipline, habit, or output. Break it into small, measurable steps you can track daily. At the end of each day, record your progress no matter how small. Adjust your approach based on results, not expectations of perfection. By committing to this, you shift your energy from self-criticism to action. You create compounding momentum that perfection could never deliver. Progress counts. Perfection kills. Repeat it. Internalize it. Apply it. Another point: comparison is a perfectionist trap. You compare yourself to others and feel inadequate. Ignore it. Measure only against yourself. Track your improvement, not someone else's results. Your path is unique. Your progress is what matters. Progress counts. Perfection kills. Small daily improvements also reduce overwhelm. Massive goals can feel impossible, paralyzing you into inaction. Incremental gains break the work into achievable steps. Each small win compounds into confidence, clarity, and momentum. You have a choice. Focus on daily progress. Ignore perfection. That's the key. Finally, remember this: perfection is an illusion. It does not exist. Waiting for it wastes time. Progress is real. Progress is measurable. Progress builds momentum. Progress compounds. Each small step today moves you closer to the life you want. Progress counts. Perfection kills. Internalize this. Apply it. Repeat it relentlessly. You have measured your small wins. You have embraced imperfection. You have created momentum through incremental improvement. You are now ready to combine all your progress into a final, unstoppable force, purpose-driven action that sustains long-term success. Chapter 10. Take radical responsibility. No blame. No waiting. All action. Repeat that. No blame. No waiting. All action. The final edge to unstoppable momentum is radical responsibility. Your results are not determined by luck, other people, or circumstances. They are determined by your choices. Every decision you make, every action you take, or fail to take, shapes your outcomes. Excuses end now. Waiting ends now. Blame ends now. All that remains is action. You have a choice. You can point fingers, complain, and blame external factors. Or you can own everything. That's the key. Leaders, entrepreneurs, and top performers understand this. They do not look for permission. They do not wait for circumstances to align. They take responsibility for every result, good or bad. They understand that excuses are poison and ownership is power. No blame. No waiting. All action. Let's make it concrete. Consider Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. She had no investors, no connections, and no experience. Many people would have blamed circumstances and given up. She took full responsibility for her ideas, her actions, and her results. She created solutions, pivoted when needed, and transformed her life. She did not wait for approval. She owned her outcome. That is radical responsibility. That is the difference between those who achieve and those who stagnate. Here's another example. Jocko Willink, retired Navy SEAL and leadership coach. His mantra, discipline equals freedom. He takes responsibility for every decision, every failure, every success. He does not blame others. He does not wait for conditions to be perfect. He acts decisively, adjusts, and repeats. That is how leaders operate. That is how transformation happens. No blame. No waiting. All action. Repeat it. Internalize it. Apply it. Radical responsibility also means owning your emotions. You cannot control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond. Frustration, fear, anger, or disappointment are signals, not excuses. You have a choice. Respond intentionally. Take ownership of your actions. That is power. That is growth. No blame. No waiting. All action. Let's get practical. Start by auditing your life. Ask yourself, where have I blamed others? Where have I waited for permission? Where have I made excuses? Write it down. See it clearly. Then rewrite the story. Shift from victim mindset to owner mindset. Replace excuses with actions. Replace hesitation with accountability. Every step forward reinforces ownership. No blame. No waiting. All action. Here's a daily exercise to strengthen radical responsibility. Identify one area of your life where you've been avoiding accountability. Take one deliberate action today to own the outcome, regardless of obstacles. Reflect on the result. Adjust, learn, and repeat. Radical responsibility compounds over time. Each decision you own strengthens confidence, discipline, and results. Each excuse you eliminate removes barriers to progress. Leaders are not born, they are forged through ownership of choices and outcomes. No blame. No waiting. All action. Another truth, responsibility is freedom. The moment you stop blaming and start acting, you reclaim control over your life. You stop being a passenger and become the driver. You are no longer reactive, you are proactive. You are no longer at the mercy of circumstances, you shape them. That is the ultimate power. That is the final edge. Here's one more story, Oprah Winfrey. She grew up in challenging circumstances. Many would have blamed their upbringing, environment, or society for limitations. Oprah took radical responsibility. She acted on every opportunity she could create. She owned her growth, her choices, and her destiny. Today she is a global icon. Radical responsibility transformed her life. It can transform yours. No blame. No waiting. All action. As we close this chapter and this audiobook, remember, all the strategies you've learned, discipline, focus, habits, mindset, energy management, delayed gratification, measuring progress, mean nothing without ownership. Responsibility is the glue that binds them together. Without it, momentum stalls. With it, you become unstoppable. No blame. No waiting. All action. Now, a final challenge. Starting today, take full responsibility for your results. No excuses. No delay. No external validation. Look in the mirror, see the power in your choices, and act. Every decision, every habit, every action counts. This is your life. Own it. Transform it. Dominate it. If this audiobook has helped you reset your mindset, sharpen your focus, and reclaim control over your life, don't stop here. Subscribe to the channel for more transformative content. Join thousands of others committed to daily growth, radical responsibility, and unstoppable momentum. Your next step starts now. No blame. No waiting. All action.